Meeting come to order. Please rise for the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the village board meeting of September 22nd, 2025. Roll call, please.
Terry,
Here.
Smith, Kraus,
Here.
Yachenko,
Here.
Stacy,
Here.
Gardner.
Here.
In your board packet, you have minutes for the last board meeting of September 8th. Does anyone have any changes, or can someone make a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call.
I have a question.
Yes.
Under the minutes with new business, the second line starts with safe built. I don't know, maybe it's semantics and it doesn't matter, but do we want to reflect that it was passed in error, since it was? I mean, that doesn't really address that, it was incorrectly passed.
Well, it depends on what was said at the meeting, because it's minutes. That might be up to you. Should have to double check that. What's the clarification you're referring to?
Like that, it says it was inspector passed, but was it said that it was passed in error at all?
I think that accurately reflects it, because later on it says with the Romex, so it does qualify
Okay.
the passing of that.
Okay. That's all I have.
Okay. Any other comments? Roll call.
Terry,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Yachenko.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Okay, before we get started with the rest of the meeting, we have some special guests here tonight, and I'm going to turn it over to Chief Lemming.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the village board. It's my pleasure to introduce Jim Glasgow and his staff, but before I do, I just wanted to say that I had the pleasure of working with a lot of prosecutors all over the state, and in my opinion, Jim is the finest I ever had to work with. And one of the reasons is because he doesn't let politics stand in the way of justice. In this day and age, it's hard to find. So, Jim, if you don't mind introducing your staff, and then we can move on with the presentation.
Okay. This guy, for what it's worth, it's a very storied history. He played a big role in Beecher case that, we had a successful resolution on. And then when the Safety Act was passed, I had the pleasure of accompanying him on a number of trips that we've made to various legislators trying to convince them of the problems that the law presented. And I just want to tell you guys, because the news media never covers things the way they really are. The first version of that law said everyone got out in 90 days no matter what you did. It was absolute 90 days out. I can't get serious cases prepared in 90 days. Then when they got out, they took away the judge's authority to issue a warrant if you didn't come back. So that means that if a cop saw a guy standing on a street corner after he failed to appear in court, killed 5 people, he'd be powerless to do anything. I mean, that was literally insanity. And then another thing, when we wanted to try to detain somebody, we had to prove they were a threat to a specific identifiable person, not the public. So if you murdered your wife, the only person you're a threat to is dead. You couldn't be detained. I am not kidding you. That is what the law said. And this gentleman was instrumental in our efforts to get the law fixed. We filed a lawsuit, and that got us to a bargaining table where we had a 300-page amendment that put us where we are today. It's not perfect, but we're able to work with it, and I can guarantee you that all the very serious cases are being handled and tried as appropriately. So it's, as he said, in law enforcement we get a lot of challenges. That's one I hope I never get again. But we were talking about tint meters, and in Joliet, I've had the pleasure of giving them about 50 tint meters. And what that does is 3 o'clock in the morning, they see somebody in a dangerous neighborhood with windows illegally tinted that gives a probable cause to stop. It's not harassment. You have to have windows on your car that allow 35% of the light to transmit through the side windows and the back window. And you can't have any tint on the front window, except for 6 inches at the top, and that little sun barrier that you can put up. And so that gives probable cause to stop. On SUVs and vans, the 2 side windows have to be 50% transmission, along with the windshield 100%, but then in the back, as we've all seen, they allow major tint. But the key part is you can see the driver, and I'm hoping to get the insurance companies, think about it, we all pay big premiums, right? Well, if somebody were to hit your child and they had tinted windows, no one would be able to identify who was behind the wheel. Well, that makes no sense at all, either from a criminal standpoint or a civil standpoint. So again, I've got 14 tint meters that I'm gonna give to you guys tonight, and I'm happy to do it. Chief Lemon was telling me about his program where he's aggressive in policing for safety in Beecher. And this will just be another tool in his kit. And then you have a tow ordinance. So if the tints are illegal, you can tow the vehicle. And what that triggers is an inventory search. And what we find in the Joliet area is guns and drugs. So again, it's a tremendous tool. It's totally within the law, it's due process. And again, if we could just get the insurance companies to step up more. If I'm an insurance agent and I see my guy's got his windows tinted, well, he's a danger to himself and others. Well, if he gets in an accident, my company's got to pay. So I'm hoping that, I'm just at the beginning of that search, but if we could find some intelligent insurance companies to get on board and say, yeah, look, I'm not going to insure your car with illegal tints on the windows. Now, we do see every once in a while, the luxury cars, right? The guy buys the $200,000 sports car, and it does look sexier with the tinted windows. But again, public safety is more important. And I've had police officers tell me, they got a car with tinted windows for their safety when they do undercover work. And they'll pull up to an intersection, they gotta roll the window down to see if anybody's, because they can't see through the darn window. And that just proves right there that that's not safe. If when you're looking left and right through windows you can't see through, how are you gonna know to pull out? And we have enough needless accidents through carelessness in our society. We don't need to add these on top of it. But I think you'll see that the chief's gonna have some success. Not that this is a crime-ridden area by any stretch of the imagination, but part of it is based on his officers being out there on patrol, and the bad guys know it. And so they're not gonna come to Beecher maybe the way they might have in the past. And once he starts this program, it should be even better. So hopefully you'll enjoy these. You can enjoy the 10 meter. Chief? No, you're welcome.
Chief, there's 14 in here along with the information, how to take the test, so that your guys can get a quick certification from the company. And
Wonderful.
you'll be good to go.
Tim, let's get a picture with
Yeah, the box.
the box. I'll shoot that.
Yeah, and this is also a 2-piece. They make them 1-piece for the side windows, and these are the 2-piece where you can do the. Is this the 2-piece?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I originally bought the 1-piece. I didn't know about the 2-piece, and the 2-piece allows you to do the windshield, which is critically important. And the other side of this, and I just forgot to mention, one of the reasons I went with these is because some of our judges, defense would argue that the officer wasn't telling the truth about the tinted windows. So the officer takes a 1-hour course online and then gets a certificate, and there's a piece of glass in here that's already been calibrated, so when he goes on duty, he makes sure that the meter's working properly. It's like the old speed guns. And then he can testify in court what the reading was, and the defense attorneys have nothing to say.
Wonderful.
All right?
Good picture, Jim.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Any questions, feel free to reach out.
This is government at its best.
very much for coming out.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Next, wanted to recognize the Teamsters is the labor organization that represents our officers. And Trustee Kraus mentioned that we wanted to thank the Teamsters, and the Teamster organizer couldn't make it today, and in his place is Ranger and his father, Officer Eric. Eric, if you want to, Eric. So we wanted to formally thank the Teamsters and Ranger and Eric for the money that the Teamsters donated. Now you can say bye.
Thank you. All right, thank you very much.
We just wanted to thank you for the Teamsters donating.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Now you say
Say
bye.
bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Would anyone in the audience wish to address the board?
Yes, I would. My name is Radian James, and I live over on the corner of Woodward and Hodges. I had an incident Friday night on the walk track. There was probably 10 kids out there, 5 in a group. I got ran into one by one of them. They weaved out of the way. I moved, as I was walking, I moved out of the way. Well, they were gang together. One lost control. If it had have been for the fact that I was steadily on my feet, he would have knocked me over. I'm elderly. I'm gonna be 65. I hit that concrete. I already have a crack in the lower part of my back. Something needs to be done about these kids racing on the walk track. I was glad to hear about the scooter issue, because I'm not seeing a lot of those, but these racing bicycles, this has got to stop. And I said something to the kid that, you know, you really need to pay attention to what you're doing and get control of your bike, and the look I got was like, who are you? So he got up, got back on his bike, started going around. I was on the other side of the track. You know, he wiped out the second time. I wasn't anywhere near it, but there were probably maybe 10 of us out there walking at that time. What happens if somebody has a dog out there that they're walking? This kid wipes out, the dog gets loose and bites somebody.
And it was not a motorized bike, correct?
No,
I know,
it
because
was
you
a-
messaged me about it.
Correct, it was a regular bicycle, and when I spoke with you and you told me to report it, I did. When I talked to the police officer and he came over and he said, yeah, this is getting to be a real problem.
Yeah. And this was in Fireman's Park, right?
Yes,
No, okay.
yes. I normally don't walk late at night. I was there, it was probably, I don't know, 6:30, 6:45, when all of this started in. But I've noticed after school and early evening, that's when everything kicks up out there, with the bicycles. And there was a little girl that was out there, she was probably maybe 3, on a scooter. What happens if they go barreling into her? Somebody is gonna get hurt. And I don't wanna have to turn around and call you or somebody and say, guess what, I got basically my feet wiped out from underneath me. I'm laying on the track, I can't move. What do I do at that point? I did have my phone, but the kids don't stop for cars, as we know. They don't walk, they don't stop for walkers, they don't stop for stop signs, they stop for nothing. Growing up here, there used to be bicycle things at the police department, fire department, for safety reasons. We had mirrors, we had the flags on them, like I've seen some of these, for people to be aware, hey, there's a bicycle here. They don't do any of that anymore. You know, it's a suggestion not only for me, but for anybody that's out there walking with these kids.
Okay. We're gonna be talking about e-bikes too, so that's a conversation we can have too, as long as we're talking about all of it, so. All right, thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thanks. Under my report, discussion and consideration, actually, we don't have a village clerk report, correct? Discussion and consideration to cancel or change the date of the next board meeting due to the holiday.
Just the following Tuesday, is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good with the bills.
Yeah, the 14th.
Should be fine with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just one day.
You can make a motion to cancel the next meeting.
Yep.
We'll just reschedule it, right?
Pardon?
Want to reschedule it or cancel it?
Oh, you wanna cancel it?
Well, I don't know.
So just
I would say
reschedule it.
probably
Reschedule.
reschedule.
Yeah, just move it to the
Yeah.
14th.
Move it to the
The
14th.
following day, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So make a motion to move the next regular scheduled meeting to October 14th.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Gardner,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
DeChenko,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Okay, committee reports, finance and administration, trustee Kraus.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve the bills. There's an alteration. The new balance is going to be $75,968.30. We are removing one bill from the PD that the chief and Charity provided.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Oh, sorry. I'm adding the date to my calendar.
Roll call?
Terry.
Yes.
Wait, hold on, I have a question about one I forgot. Be doing this all night here, sorry. The bill for, what is it, the blue line, what do we advertise for?
A level entry, and lateral police officer hire.
Is it for the spot that got vacated, was it a month ago now?
Yes.
Didn't we have a candidate for that?
No, we posted up.
But I thought we had one internally.
We do.
We'll see.
No, I mean, we have, I think that's.
Well, yeah, we still testing. Losing, possibly losing.
Okay. Do we know at the time when we, basically what I'm getting is, we had an opening, we have someone to fill it. Is it mandated that we have to post it in?
Well, we had to have the, I think we had to do the interviews. We had to just do an interview for one person.
No, what I'm saying is, this person's already been interviewed.
You have to post it externally before you offer the
No,
job?
that's what I'm asking, by the commission rules, do we have to? Because this person left a month ago, right?
I think it was a month.
No. It's only
Yeah,
been
it's
2
a-
weeks.
You did it at the meeting we had at the police station, that was a month ago, right?
That was 2 meetings ago.
Okay, so it's 30 days ago. Then I assume that's what's coming up today. Does that person have a job?
Mhm.
So they have to give 2 weeks' notice? So we're looking at 6 weeks of,
About this in executive session? We are gonna go into executive session to discuss candidates, so.
okay, but I won't mention the candidate.
Okay.
What I'm getting at is that we're delaying the process 6 weeks. If we had an internal candidate, that's 6 weeks of overtime that need to be filled. That's, I think I figured out it's roughly $15,000 in your budget. That if we didn't need to, and we had a candidate, the police department likes that candidate, correct? That was your recommendation?
The person that,
You had a recommendation, I'll put it that way.
we had a person ready, we had a part-time person that could fill that position if that's your asking.
Yes. So I guess, like, what was the thinking process to interview this individual that has already been interviewed for the position that we're going to give him that he's doing part-time, that they just want to hire him full-time, that extended this 6 weeks, which costs your overtime budget an extra $15,000.
Is that due to the hiring bill, or you wanna talk about that during executive session?
No, I mean, if this is a police commission report, like, why, like,
I'll give you all the
is
details.
is it mandatory that that has to be done by the police commission rules? And then, is that what the commission voted to do? Like, how did that decision get made to basically advertise instead of just hiring?
Because we're looking to hire two.
But at that time,
We only
did
had
you know
one.
that?
Yes.
So a month ago, you knew you were losing 2?
Yes.
Okay. Your chief's look says different.
Well, we can go over more details on that when
Yeah.
we go into closed session. All right, I forgot where we were. Mr. Bills.
For a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did, all right. I don't remember if we made the motion in a second.
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
this
it
was
was
discussion. Roll call.
Terry.
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes,
DeChenko.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
that's all I have.
All right. Public buildings and properties,
Aye.
trustee DeChenko.
Thank you, Mayor. Just an update on the public safety facility. I'm gonna refer over to Matt Connor, who's got some information regarding that.
I do. I have quite a bit. So, speaking of the new PD, the HVAC issues that we were having were worked on. We don't know if they've been corrected because we haven't had the hot temperatures like we did when the issues were occurring.
It
So,
seemed to be resolved. at
okay.
this point.
Yeah, there was a lot of work that was done. There was a couple days worth there. So, hopefully that issue's been resolved. The roof leak that was caused by the cowling of a vent pipe exiting through the roof, that has been repaired. The fence gate motors are on order. The new motors are supposed to allow for easier release in the event of an emergency or malfunction. Those are scheduled to be installed on Wednesday. The electrical floor box that was on back order for quite a few months is scheduled to be replaced this Wednesday. And the ceiling drywall repair is scheduled for Wednesday as well in the Sally Port. And then just a old PD update. The old PD is being prepped for the coming sale. We removed all the exterior lettering off of it this past week and painted so everything matches and whatnot, all the old Beecher police signage and whatnot. So we are waiting on the appraisal report. Once we receive that, then we can deem the property surplus and things of that nature and go about how we want to move forward with the sale or things like that. So, yes, sir.
Was there new issues with the roof at the new PD?
Just that one leak
Oh, I
above
thought
the
there was
LT's
something
office.
with the roof with the same issue we had before with the,
Yeah, I did reach out to JMA on that issue, and they're gonna schedule for them to come out and take a look at it.
so it looks like the same thing that was wrong before, we had like 12 different issues on the roof?
Yeah, now there's two, so,
Well, that seems to be a
ongoing
problem
issue.
that,
Yeah.
there's like, it's not gonna end with that.
Right, yeah, that was our concern with that originally, when they didn't want to tear the whole thing off and do a full inspection on it, so. Yeah, we'll have to see what they come to with us on their next inspection of it.
They've done an inspection on it though?
Yeah, they came out and did like 12 or 16 spot repairs on it and a couple months ago, 2 months ago now, I believe, and now the same issues occurring in different locations, so.
Is it fixable? Is it, I mean, you said they didn't want to tear it off and redo it. Should they have?
From my experience, I can't say yes or no. I mean, so it was between the roofers and the carpenters. They were blaming one another for using the wrong length nails, and the other one's using a fire rated wood that warped over time because it dried out, and there was a lot of back and forth, and it was kind of so what they ended up doing is they did end up removing some of the wood sheeting underneath and replacing it, and they did find broken nails, so they were both pointing the finger at one another, and it just turned into a bigger issue. So we'll see what they come to with us at this point.
I think our issue with that is, and I'm not an expert either, but
Right.
we've already had two major issues on the roof, and we have a 5-year warranty on the building. What's gonna happen in 6 years?
Yep.
When it should last 20, they find it.
Can we get, after they inspect it Wednesday and see what happens, can we get somebody out there to see what it is if they're not, I mean, if they're both doing, it's your fault, then neither one of them are gonna fix it properly. They're gonna blame the other one and it's not gonna get done, so, I mean, you just built this, well, after everything's said and done, more than $5 million brand new building, like the chief said, in 6 years, the warranty's up, there's gonna be a leak and they're both gonna be going like this, and we're gonna be stuck with the bill that should have been fixed.
Mhm. Yeah, we can look into a third party inspector, yeah.
Rather get it done right now, why they're on the hook for it, if it's their issue, then.
Last time when they came out, both companies came out and worked together on correcting the issues that were occurring at that time.
And if they're willing to take care of
So,
it,
yeah.
I'm fine with that. but
Right.
It's not like it's happening right now.
And we are probably part this committee, part public safety, but we're gonna be working on putting a sign up on the corner of Route 1 and Church Road for the PD. And there's a sign there now that has the Baptist Church and Goldie's Auto Body that's ancient. And after doing a lot of digging, found out that CVS does not even own that lot, they rent. So there is a little company that owns a whole bunch of land all over the state where CVS's sit. And I happened to call on a day when the office staff wasn't working, and I got the owner of the company on the phone. So we had a chat, and he basically said that no one puts signs on his property without paying, except the municipality. So after going back and forth with a lot of information, he gave us permission a couple of weeks ago to take that sign down and to put up our sign. So, yeah, so we will be able to put a directional sign on the corner so that people from either direction can have the arrow pointing to where the police station is. And there will be no charge to the municipality.
Except for the sign.
Hmm?
Except for the sign.
Except for the sign itself,
Yeah.
which we would have had to do anyway. Like, we started out, I called him just to try to get it maybe at the back end, over towards the nursing home and some other spot, and, you know, sent him photos, and he says, I didn't give anybody permission to put that other sign there.
Yeah.
So, we now have permission to put our sign there. So, all right, sorry, I
Nope,
hijacked you.
that's fine.
I have one thing. Matt, where are we at with getting that monument moved out from the old PD?
I can probably have that done next week. Yeah.
Like I said,
Anybody got any ideas of where to bring it to?
We'll let you know
We
next
kind
week.
of talked about maybe I just storing it in the meantime, just so that it's.
right in front of the Public Works building?
With the orb,
Yeah, yeah.
Halloween's
the
coming up.
wicked
It is.
orb.
Halloween's coming up, stick it out front.
Yeah, we can discuss that, but I can get it on the schedule next week to at least remove it.
That's all I have for my report. Thank you.
Planning, building and zoning, trustee Stacy.
Thank you, Mayor. Our meeting for Thursday, September 25th, has been canceled. We'll probably have a date at the next meeting, possibly if something comes up. That's all I have.
All right. Public Safety Committee, trustee Terry.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to consider an ordinance amending the sections 9-13-6 and 9-14-2 of the Village of Beecher Municipal Code as it pertains to adding the position of the adjudication clerk. We discussed that in our last meeting. So, if anybody has any questions, I'd like to make that motion.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion?
Quick discussion.
Yes.
Last time it was directed that, I'm sorry, I forget who was supposed to hire, but to make it uniform with everything else, it was the village with the, village president with the consent and advice of the trustees. So we just left that instead of having an exception for the adjudication clerk, so that is one thing that was different than the direction that I received last time. But it's uniform that way for all of them underneath the municipal court. So if you're okay with that, then continue on. If you want that revised, then just so you know.
I'll go with that.
I'm good with that.
All righty. Any other discussion? Roll call?
I'm sorry, who made the motion?
Joe made the motion, and who did the second? Pardon? Yeah, there it is.
Gardner,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Diachenko.
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes. And then I'll make a request to go into executive discussion.
Yeah, we can do that at the end. Public Works Committee, trustee Gardner.
Believe it or not, I have nothing to report tonight.
Roger's like, where was that when I was doing?
Right. I feel like I'm back on PZC.
Roger's like, number 13.
When Roger had it, yeah, it was like, okay, page 64. All right, Economic Development Community Events Committee, trustee Terry.
Okay, so,
Well,
I do
actually,
not have an update on the IML conference, because it's.
Jeanette might, back if you want.
I haven't had a chance to prepare anything because today has
You're
been
fine.
insane. The session, this is probably one of the best IMLs that I've ever been to. They had some really great sessions on AI and how it can be implemented into being used for the government. That and there's also a free resource for AI for just government agencies, and I've been looking into that. That might help us like upload our ordinances, codes, and all that, and then we can ask AI a question, and it can give us an idea of what the answers are without having to go through every bit of the code. There's a lot of uses for it. We have to be very careful. We have to set a policy as to how it can be used, and you can't upload any personal information to it. But it's becoming a really big buzz thing. government at this point, and a town that's the exact same size as ours is using it extensively right now. And they love it. So, I also talked to the board for the gaming board director, and they had said they didn't see an issue with, I know that was discussed prior to this, BYOB ordinances, and that wouldn't be considered a core license, so it wouldn't qualify for video gaming, because you have to buy, for a core license, you have to buy through a licensed distributor, and then, you know, so if somebody's bringing their own in, then that would not, you know, qualify for that. There was also a broadband update where I talked to them too, to see, because we had been approached by 3 different broadband companies to see whether they would probably come in, all 3 of them, and they said probably no, not now. They're probably gonna go into places where there probably isn't a current broadband provider, and we already have Surf, but moving forward, they keep doing grant programs through the state, and they have a brand new one right now that's being awarded, and there's a website you can go on and you can see where any of these grants are awarded and what areas these broadbands, cables are gonna go. But in the future, there is a good possibility we could be approached by more companies that wanna put broadband cables, the fiber, into our easements, and there's nothing that we can do about it.
Yeah, I had a similar presentation, because I was at the IGFOA conference Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday last week. It was like Jeanette and Donna and Trustee Smith with IML, and they had the same conversation about the broadband there too. And I do remember Donna said she did a treasurer's roundtable group, and she learned quite a bit of stuff from that, so it was good she was able to attend it this year.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that we were very excited to discuss with all of it, and Jessica really enjoyed it, got a lot out of it. So
She had an emergency tonight, but yeah, we
Yeah.
can put her on to talk about it at the next
I
meeting.
know she was gonna provide a report, yeah, because she really got a lot out of it. She was writing furiously doing the thing.
Definitely
She does take
good.
notes.
Say definitely good for elected officials to
Mhm.
attend. It's a good conference to go to.
And it was excellent this year. It was, and Mike Singletary was the keynote speaker, and he was amazing. It was one of the best speeches I've ever seen.
Excellent.
All right, and then as a reminder, we have the articles for the news fall, the fall newsletter is supposed to be due by September 26th.
I gotta get scribbling.
And that concludes.
Is there any old business to come before the board? No. Can we have a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss personnel?
Make that motion.
Is a motion on the floor, is there a second? Roger seconded. Roll call?
Terry,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
DeChinko.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.